Trishs Treasures. Affiliated with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast.
Hi guys, this is Trishs Treasures, and today I'm going to be diving into some old music that I made, okay guys? And I've been listening to some of my old music, or people say OG, old music, and I think it's interesting to talk about it. It's like kind of nostalgic in a way, and it's a lot of deep meanings in some of my lyrics. I remember why I wrote them and the day I wrote them. Yeah, so I've been very excited to talk about this, and I'm also nervous because my old music isn't the best quality. But back then I didn't care. I just wanted to record, get it out there, and like share what I had to say, share the message. So I'm gonna have that mindset while listening to my old music. So let's get into it. The first song I'm going to play for you guys is a song I made when I just turned 17, and I was discussing how it was when I tried to fit in school, but it never worked out for me. Like, I never found my, what do you say? Like we discussed in Vibe Talk, our table, like what table are you sitting at? I never found the table really, because for one, I was in book club. That was one table. I loved music. That was another table. And I loved like discussing things about anime and Harry Potter and all those things. So I never found my niche really in school, because music, reading, being smart, like those three, they have their own tables, you know what I'm saying? So, but now that I know that I can have all three and not put myself in a box, now that I know that my table is versatile, that's what my table is. So, let's listen to it. Let me stop stalling. Let's listen to the song, y'all.
Queen Fiy on the track. It's a real one. Once upon a time, it was long ago. First grade started back to kick up the show. Had no friends, I was always alone. Waited till 14 when I got my first phone. Never showing no one, but I promise I know. Who you really are, so that's as honest can do. I don't wanna talk to no one I never know. Gotta do that homework, getting paid after school. I just wanna homies just to kick up the scene. But no one ever paid it till I got in my scenes. Always wearing turtlenecks and beige color jeans. Nothing ever paid it till I got in my scenes. Nothing ever faded till I got in my scenes. Yeah. Let's get it.
Okay. So, hearing that, I'm low-key smiling right now. It's a mix of cringe smiling, but like also it's me trying not to critique myself. But let's talk about the lyrics though. Let's talk about the lyrics. How do they go? Okay. Once upon a time, it was long ago. Started first grade, about to kick up the show. Had no friends. I was always alone. I was 14 when I got my first phone. That is a true story. I didn't get my first phone. It wasn't a phone. It was a tablet. I got my first device when I was like 14 years old. And then that's when I started like recording myself. I started a lot of writing lyrics in my notepad on my phone, well, my tablet. So the first two bars, once upon a time, it was long ago. I started first grade, about to kick up the show. When I was in first grade, after the gym, because in first grade we would sit in the gym first, then we'll go to breakfast, we'll go to class, and then our teacher, like during the time, like 10:30 or something, we would go to either chorus, art, or other things, or gym. So I was in chorus, aka music, and my teacher, Miss Tony, I'll never forget her. Miss Tony, she was she was singing a song. Okay, I still remember the song, but I'm not gonna sing it. Okay, she was singing a song from the music book, and then she asked, "Can any of you sing to it?" She went to the xylophone, and she was like, "Can any of you sing along while I play the xylophone?" Everybody was shy, but I raised my hand, and I was like, "I know how to do it. I can do it." She was like, "Oh, okay, you go ahead." So I sang it, and after I sang it, everyone like they gave a clap. They gave me a round of applause because she told them to give me a round of applause, and she was like, "That's very good. You have a nice voice," and that's what that lyric means. About to kick up the show. That's what that means. So after that lyric, it was had no friends. I was always alone. Waited till 14 till I got my first phone. I was I was held back 7th grade, and in between that time, I was trying to find my niche of like friends because my other friends, my old friends, they were in 8th grade. So we got separated, our relationships got like severed in the middle of that, in the crossfire of that, and because of that, I was back to square one. I had to make new friends, and during that time, I was 13. And later on after I was 13, later on like when the year was almost over or in the middle of the year, I made some friends. Okay, I made some, and so this is part of my story. So this is me telling a story in the song. And so during that time, that's when I turned 14. My birthday's April 19th, guys. I turned 14. And then that's when I got me a tablet. I got my first phone. And I said phone because alone and phone, they rhyme, guys. But I got a tablet, not a phone. Correction. Okay. Oh, if you want to find this song, I do not have it posted at all. This is a song that I made that I was like, I don't think that's worthy of posting, but I think it's a good song. Well, the meaning and the flow, it's good. It's got something, okay? So, but I never posted it. So the next lyric is never chilled with no one, but I promised I knew who you really are. That's what silence can do. Basically, it was me being in my own bubble, having social anxiety, so it was hard to get close to people and make new friends. So during that time, it was me being 14. This is, when I was 14. 14 and 15, it was hard to like make friends and stuff like that because I'm shy. It's hard to talk to people for me. So I'm better now. But back then it wasn't working out for me. So during that time I was very quiet. Like I said a few words, I said a few things, like I would make people laugh in here and there. Like they hear me talk in class if I have to talk in the group work or if I have to answer questions, like they'll hear me talk. but it took me a while to get comfortable with people and actually hold a conversation. But because I was quiet in class or whatever, I knew who was fake and who was real. I knew who didn't like the other person. I knew basically about everyone in my classroom because I was quiet and I listened to their conversations, and we had certain classes together. So I knew who was being a fake friend and who was being a real one. So who was not being so faithful to their little girlfriend or not. So I knew, but that's what silence can do. When you're quiet and you listen and you observe your surroundings, you know a lot about people. You know who to talk to and who not to talk to. You know who to trust and you know not to trust. So that's what those lyrics mean. The next two lyrics are never talk to no one that I never knew. Always doing homework, getting paid after 2. So basically, again, I don't feel comfortable. I still don't. I didn't feel comfortable, and I don't feel comfortable talking to people that I don't know. I never met you. It takes a while for that, guys. And that's where I was. That's something in me that hasn't changed. But I'm going to school to be a teacher. I'm trying to do the math of that one. I'm still working on it. But yeah, and always doing homework, getting paid after 2. Basically, people would ask me to do their homework for them and they'll pay me. So that's what that lyric means. That was around the time where people will ask me for answers to their to the questions on the test or the quiz, or did you do the homework? Can I see your paper? Basically, that was the only conversation people that I never knew had with me. So that's what made me kind of skeptical in talking to people that I didn't know, and especially those people that asked me those questions. This was me when I was 15 and 16. So the next lyrics is, I just wanted homies just to kick up the scene, but nothing ever fitted till I got in my teens. Basically, if no one knows what kick up the scene means, I had to Google it myself to fully explain it correctly. I knew what I meant, but I have to explain it correctly so you guys can understand. So, kicking up the scene, it basically means cause a ruckus, to be loud, noisy and rowdy, cause a disturbing attention towards yourself. So, during the time I just hung around people that were loud and stuff like that because I was still struggling to fit in and things like that. I knew I was not like that, but I just hung around them because I just wanted friends. So it was desperation to be noticed, to have friends. Every teenager knows that struggle, that phase where you're trying so hard to fit in with anybody and everybody. So that's the phase I was in. And I realized that nothing that didn't even fit, that I was out of place there as well. And then it goes to nothing ever fitted till I got in my teens. Again, meaning I never found where I fit in until I was late 16, 17, and 18. I never found who I was until those years. I started diving into who I was. So that's what that song means. And we're going to do a part 2. I'm going to do a part 2. Stay tuned. See you soon.
Hi, this is Trishs Treasures. Affiliated with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast.